Hey everybody, this is Mike. Welcome to episode 2 of Old Man on the Mats. I really appreciate you joining me for this documentation of my jiu-jitsu competition journey in 2022. This episode, we're going to take a look at some of my strength and conditioning training as I prepare for competition. We're going to do a little cross training with some friends from another gym, and we're going to talk about some of the lessons that I've learned over time as I get older and keep doing jiu-jitsu. So thanks again for joining me. I really appreciate you. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the mats. Good afternoon. It is Friday, April 15th, about 12:45-ish. I have a pretty flexible work schedule, so a lot of times I like to take my lunch break and work out. So today I'm hitting the gym to do some weights. Strength training is a big part of my preparation for jiu-jitsu, especially as I'm approaching 50. I found if I don't keep up with strength training, I'm more injury prone, and the times that I have neglected strength training for a while because rolling is just so much more fun, I've gotten hurt. So last year I hired a personal trainer to help me get ready for Master Worlds, and he happens to have been a former college wrestler, done some jiu-jitsu, fought some MMA, and he was pretty psyched to have a client who was interested in getting fit for grappling sports. So put together a program for me. It was awesome. I'm about to go in and do one of my days of the program in the weight room right now. So let's go in and do some strength training. So I shoot for strength training twice per week. My program consists of 4 different workouts, 2 one week, 2 the next. Each is a full body workout with some pushing and pulling, and I'm alternating between squatting, hinging motions, and deadlifting motions for my legs, and there's also single leg, single side, like balance and stability training as well. So it's a combination of compound lifts and stability training. My trainer suggested, when I asked him about extra cardio, he said at this stage I should be getting my cardio on the mats. So if I'm training for grappling, I should be rolling enough to get my cardio up for rolling, which is fine with me because I've got joint issues. I've had 2 scopes on my right knee and don't have a ton of cartilage left in there, and like any kind of pounding as far as road work or anything like that is just gonna decrease my longevity in the sport. So I don't do any extra cardio outside of jiu-jitsu. Like when the weather's nice in the spring, summer, and fall, I like to ride my bike a lot. My wife and I will bike for some long distances, but that's really more recreational than for workout. So I lift weights twice a week and do jiu-jitsu about 4 days a week. So that's a pretty good split as far as I'm concerned, especially for my age and being married with 2 kids. It keeps me healthy on the mats without a lot of overuse injuries. Good morning. It is Saturday, April 16th, about 8:30 in the morning. I am headed today, by the way, the way I'm dressed, my teenage daughters say that I look like I'm about to record a rant about the government from my truck. No, but I'm recording stuff about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from our Toyota. So there is that. Saturday, April 16th, 8:30 a.m. I am headed to Kalamazoo today to a friend's school, Trinity Martial Arts, run by my buddy Tristan Brown, for their open mat. I like to cross-train, especially getting ready for competition. I find it's really, really helpful. And there's a ton of good schools within an hour or so drive, where I've got a lot of friends, and I'll go train at them every couple of weeks to get ready for comp. So about to take the hour-ish drive out to Kalamazoo, train with Tristan and his guys. It's mostly no-gi school. I'm competing in the gi. Lately, I've been doing about half gi and half no-gi. And they're going to help me out with some of my no-gi stuff and leg locks, which not all of it is relevant to the upcoming competitions, but it's all going to make me a better grappler. So it'll be a ton of fun. Plus, they promised me some pajama rounds too, because I'm getting ready for comp. So let's go travel and cross-train today. Hi, Tristan. Yeah, this is my buddy Tristan. Come here, bring it in. Bring it in.
What's up, guys?
Love you, my friend.
Love you. All right, here's my question.
Yeah. One of the things I really appreciate about Tristan is that he's pretty analytical about jiu-jitsu. He's a purple belt under a black belt named Brett Spardella. Please pardon me if I've butchered the name. Tristan, you can let me know later and make fun of me. In the Black Tie Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Association. And they've got a pretty good competitive record. And Tristan does a good job coaching his folks. And what he's helping me do right now, he pulls me aside immediately and starts asking me about my game plan, about what I plan to do in my matches, how I plan to get the fight to the mat, what positions I'm going to fight for, what submissions I'm hoping for from there. It's really helping me get my head in the game here. And he's kind of pushing me a little bit, which I appreciate and I need. He's not letting me be vague with my answers. And, you know, both him and I know that if I go into a match just thinking I'm going to do whatever based on what my opponent does, then I'm going to fall victim to their plan. And it's better to have an idea going in as to what I want to accomplish, positions I want to get, rather than going in blind and just reacting rather than imposing my game. So, Tristan, just so you know, I'm really grateful for this conversation. I've thought about it a lot since I was at your gym, and it's really, really helped me narrow down what my game plan is going to be. So, lesson number 1, always have a game plan. So here Tristan and I are going to have a nice little warm-up roll to start. Like I said, most of his school is a no-gi school, and so we're rolling no-gi. I won't be competing no-gi, but we've been doing a lot more no-gi at Magic, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu lately, and it's fun. It's a different game, not as many handles to hold on to and slow people down, but we were going nice and slow for this roll. I settled into his half guard and break his posture by putting my arm on the back of his head and move to north-south and fish for the Kimura, but he sits out. I put in a seatbelt. We're kind of goofing around a little bit here too. Again, going slow to warm up. It's really important to warm up as you get older in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You can't just jump in and roll hard, cold. And one of my favorite ways to warm up is just by rolling nice and smooth. I attempt to trap his arm. When I take his back, he finagles it out. We fall to our left side. Can't really tell what I'm doing there. The camera's kind of far away. I had to zoom in for this video. But he escapes my back and ends up in my guard. I'm working on weaving through weaving his left arm and controlling his wrist. Working to either bring the elbow across or flare it out to the outside and control his posture. Again, nice and smooth and relaxed. Not rolling hard at all at this point. Conversing and enjoying each other's company as much as we are rolling. He frames on my right arm, frames on the bicep to try to manage the distance. And I've shifted my angle a little bit. Oh, looks like, did I have a kind of a gift wrap going on there? I was hoping for a flower type sweep, but I don't think I get it. Again, he's framing on my biceps, trying to keep my hands out of the equation, trying to push back, pin my hips to the mat. I open my guard. We're smack talking with the people rolling next to us. I throw up a lazy triangle. He passes. Bell must have rang. Short, easy warm-up round. Nice and relaxed. Alright, now I'm going to have a round with Tristan's son, Caleb. He is 17, and he's a scrambly little guy with pretty good leg locks. So I go to pass his guard, and he's attempting to buggy choke me, I believe. Sprawled out and put my weight on him. He tries to trap my arm. And does he have it? I can't. Yeah, no, he didn't have it. I slithered it out and got an underhook on his armpit, and then keep the pressure down and turn to the side to try to go for side control on the other side. He scrambles out. Puts his hooks in for butterfly guard. I'm trying to keep him from butterfly sweeping me. He goes to full guard, swings his leg around, kind of looking for an arm. Got to be careful with this young man because he's very good with leg locks. If I leave my legs exposed, I'm going to be tapping, which is fine. One of the things I've found as I get older in jiu-jitsu And more experienced is being tapped out really doesn't matter. Especially as I get older. Like, I can't fight tooth and nail with everybody who's 10, 20 years, 30 years younger than me all the time. I play as smart as I can, but if I get caught, I get caught. No big deal. A tap means I am uninjured and I can train another day. There he does a nice inside heel hook. Catches my foot, isolates my hip, twists my heel, putting pressure on the knee, and if I don't tap, then my knee's in trouble. But Caleb's a good kid, and he does it nice and slow. So now I'm in his half guard. I'm just sitting on him and waiting on him. I'm using the old man jiu-jitsu here. Heavy, heavy, heavy pressure. Let him squirm a little bit underneath me. Up, back step. He goes to his belly. I sprawl out on top of him. Nope. I go for a gator roll and doesn't quite work. End up under side control. Kind of slippery with no gi, so I turn to my side. See what he's gonna do. He's gonna fish for a leg again, I think, if I remember correctly. Yup, going for my knee. I decide to try to attack his leg. I don't have a good position for it though. Trying for a toe hold. I think he's doing the same. Roll back over. Kick out. He falls back again into leg entanglement. I can't remember where this exchange ends up. I think he's got my hip completely isolated there. He hasn't gotten my foot yet. We're in this kind of 50-50 position. I'm trying to keep his legs open and pry mine out. Oh, he's going for a heel hook again? No. I think he got it. I can't really tell from the video. He must have gotten it. Yeah, he's just he's getting really good. He's gonna be a killer when he gets older. He already is a killer in the youth divisions. On a full guard. Just trying to isolate my right shoulder here. Doing a little rubber guard. Oh, bell rang. It was a fun round. Fun round. So one of the things I promised when I came down to train at Trinity, I told Tristan that I would help Caleb work on a little bit of pressure. And I asked in return if they'd help me with some of my leg lock defense. So here, Tristan and his son Caleb are going to explain one way of getting your base underneath you and getting out of an ankle lock. Tristan's talking about how when Caleb stands up like that, he can't attack that right foot anymore. So that's another thing that you can't be afraid of when you're training for competition. Learn from everybody. It doesn't matter what rank they are, how old they are. You can find nuggets of wisdom from almost anybody who's been doing jiu-jitsu for a few years. Give your ego up, let go of it, and just learn what you can from people. Be open to new knowledge, because that's really going to make you better in the end. It doesn't matter if I'm a black belt in Tristan and his son are not. Like they've got some things that I don't, and I want to glean it from them, and they're nice enough to invite me over and help me out. So now I'm gonna help out Caleb with learning how to put pressure on people. Use your weight. Use gravity to your advantage. He's not a big guy. He's 17, and I'd say he maybe weighs $130, soaking wet. But there's weight classes in jiu-jitsu competitions, and he'll be going against kids about his own size. So if he can put his full weight on them and make them uncomfortable, they're going to make mistakes that he can take advantage of. So I'm going to work with him on like settling into your position once you get it. And I'm talking about the key being not on your knees. Put most of your weight, as much as you can, on your opponent or partner. So I'm showing now how, like, when I plank, if I tilt my hips and lift them up just a little bit, it makes my elbows heavy, right? My weight's on my toes and my elbows, and that applies to when you're in side control with an opponent or a partner. I get my weight on my toes and on my partner, right? And so I become really heavy on the top end. And I like to also find an angle with my body where I can put all that weight on one small spot, usually the diaphragm. Make it harder for them to breathe underneath me. And it can cause people to panic and make some mistakes, and then those are mistakes you can capitalize on. And we're also talking about transitioning from side control to Kesugatami or scarf hold using that same pressure. So, fun times. They shared some stuff with me. I got to share a little with them. Always fun to visit other gyms and do that. Alright, so finally Tristan and I are going to do some rounds in the gi, starting on our feet. So I'm getting my grips, I'm establishing grip, and I'm pulling to a collar drag takedown. Pass immediately. I want to go for mount, but I get a little greedy. He's ready for it. He's trying to block my bottom leg, so I can't advance my position. I'm going to get my cross face in and try to drive him flat. Notice, like, all my weight's on him right now. I'm trying to keep my knee off the mat. Oh, good grabbing for the single, Tristan. I sprawl out of that. We got a kind of a bad camera angle here. Turtles up. I go to take his back. These rounds are a little more intense than the ones we did before. I ramp up the effort a little bit because they're competition style rounds. We realize we're out of camera frame, so we move back into the middle. He had put me in his guard, so we kind of start from there. Goes to his side. I drive my weight down on him. Get the cross face. Sprawl out. I've got his head crunched up under my armpit into my lat, and I think he's got my leg in half guard right now. So I'm kind of holding him in this kind of modified cradle position, waiting for my opportunity to backstep. I've got a hold of his belt. Keep him in position. We're hollering it at our friend on the side of the mat. There we go. There's my back step to the pass. Pressure, 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 just like I talked about. Got the underhook on the close arm and grab a collar for a paper cutter choke. Okay, a couple of words of advice before I wrap up this episode. Number one, don't worry about who taps you out in the gym. probably noticed in these videos that I get tapped. I get tapped by people who have lower rank than me, maybe been training not quite as long as I have. It doesn't matter, because if I'm not getting tapped in the gym, then I'm not learning anything. If I'm the best person in the room, I'm not going to grow, and I need to find a different room, right? Jiu-jitsu's give and take, and nobody's on top every day. So don't invest so much in the outcome of the day-to-day training. Okay, have a good time with it. And that ties in to having fun, right? I'm having a ton of fun doing jiu-jitsu. And even if I never win another match again, whether in competition or in the gym, I'm going to have a ton of fun doing it. I'm staying fit. I'm building social connections with people. I'm having a great time. That's how you make something like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu a lifestyle and not just a sport that you do while you're young and healthy and athletic. So worry more about the process than the outcome, and just have a darn good time with it, right? I am, and I plan on it for the rest of my life. So thank you all for watching, and go train. I'll see you next episode.